Oh my God, Omarion Miller. Stop it. Say no more. Run it back. Hold on. Run it back real quick. Okay, right off the line. Who is that? DJ McKinney? Stop playing with me. Tap in. Fall camp is officially here for the Colorado Buffaloes, and as you can see, they have already been getting active. Any worries I had about this season has been put to rest already. Check this out. Coach Swayze has been getting them straight for the summer. I'm talking about their conditioning level is elite. We all know Coach Prime Deion Sanders was dealing with some health issues. He was gone, but I promise you them boys is in shape, and this has shown on the field. Man, CU football is in full swing. As we know, we got Georgia Tech just around the corner, and these boys are not playing. What I'm seeing for this team so far in the first week of training camp is that they are hungry. We got a bunch of transfers for the transfer portal. The other teams didn't believe in them. Colorado's giving them a chance. We got our returning players from last year, and they are getting busy. Most improvement I've seen so far has to be on the offensive line. We all know that was the biggest concern coming into this season is we got to fix this offensive line after 2 seasons. No disrespect, having one of the worst offensive lines was tough, but they got it back together. And there's plays like this. Check that out. He just cleared that man. Real Saquonish right there. Yes, fall camp has been active. Y'all got to tap into my page so I can keep y'all posted, man. Shout out to Well Off Media. Shout out to Reach the People Media, the pregame show. I tap in with all y'all. But that was insane. That's just a bunch of new running backs getting. And check it out. Q for 6, my boy Quentin Gibson, freshman. Check it out. Pulled it in. That's a touchdown if you ask me. That's a freshman doing things like that. Colorado has a bright future ahead of them. Check it out. You know Omarion Miller going to do his dance. Big season coming from Omarion Miller this year. Don't be surprised if he leaves for the NFL if he's able to put up the production that I think he will be able to do this year. Caden Salter, let's get him to rock. Juju Lewis, let's continue that run of wide receivers coming out of CU because we've been putting them in the league, baby. You can bet that. Another guy, sophomore year. You know how it is. That's Draylon Miller. We seen a lot of that last year as a freshman. So imagine he's our Debo Samuel. Draylon Miller is the Debo Samuel for the Colorado Buffaloes, that knife fact, that X factor. Oh, who we talking about here? Joseph K. Williams transferring over from Tulsa, a big 6'2" frame receiver who can go over your head, and we can use him in the goal line situation. Special packages for that man. Already predicted to make a preseason conference team. And there's that man again, Omarion Miller. He's out there getting busy on the 1s, the 2s. Don't get me wrong, the defense have won some battles too, but Omarion Miller so far in camp has done his thing. Another transfer, very underrated, Sincere Brown, 6'5", 4.3, 4.4 speed, big frame receiver, somebody that we could use on the outside for jump balls, get him the ball on the screen. He is up out of there. Of course, where would we be without the running game? You already know that boy Michael Welch had the most yards per carry on the team last year. He's doing his dance. We got returners, Dallin Hayden, who's definitely going to make some noise this year. Our backfield is loaded with speed, multi-purpose running backs. We are looking good. So is our quarterbacks. A transfer from Liberty, Caden Salter, the dual threat quarterback. And of course, we got that 5-star freshman, Juju Lewis. I think he just barely turned 18, to keep it real. And honestly, one of the stars of the camp has been Omarion Miller. He's been very impressive. As we know, he's been with the Buffs for 3 years now, starting from that big monster game pause he had against USC his freshman year when he went for over 200 yards. And as you can see, we got Isaiah Harge out there in the front. Man, I love his hard work, bro. He's going to find his way onto the field, whether on offense or defense. Coach Prime is going to reward how hard this young man has been working, as you see him always leading the pack on sprints. And Julian Lewis, man, we got a real quarterback battle on our hands. Throwing the ball, give me Julian Lewis. Starting right now, as far as who I trust to run the offense in Pat Shimmer's offense, I got to roll with Caden Salter, and that's okay. Julian Lewis is a freshman. He has 4 more years, 3 more years to do what he needs to do. Defensive line, defensive ends, of course, we got Arden Walker. returning. We got Akangua. My bad if I messed up your name. Looking good. To be real with you, my most concern on the defense is the linebackers. As you know, we lost Levante Bentley, Nakai Hill-Green. That man went ahead and transferred over to the University of Alabama, which he is starting over there. So that just goes to show you what kind of talent we did lose in the linebacker room. But we will see how we do the rest of training camp and once Georgia Tech approaches, because we do have a big test against Georgia Tech and their elite running back. I'm talking about elite. That boy makes plays. Of course, we got the preseason All-American Jordan Seaton, One more year, he's going to be off to the NFL. Same thing with DJ McKinney, as you just seen him. DJ McKinney does what he's supposed to do this year. We should see his name called in the 2025-26 NFL draft. No, 2026, my bad. Coach Prime is back on the field, back with his coaching staff, looking healthy. He went through a lot, but he's back. Shout out to Coach Swayze. He got them boys ready. Everybody showing their area codes, repping their hometown, where they went to high school, where they grew up, the places that installed this football life in them. We got a bunch of professional ex-NFL players on the staff as far as our offensive line coach, defensive line coach, and position coaches. Them boys in CU is getting ready. I know there is a lot of concerns or worries with the new look team without the star power of Shedeur Sanders and Travis Hunter, who we know are now headed to the NFL. But when you have such a strong coach like Coach Prime, Deion Sanders, and you put together a well-staffed ex-NFL players, not only that, just well-trained staff for all his position coaches, all the way down to the camera crew, the field crew, the medical staff, I have no worries in the Big 12. I honestly think that we can compete for a Big 12 title this year. We got Preston Hodge this year coming back for his senior season. He switched over to number 4. He's one of the top nickels in the NCAA collegiate level right now. Expect to see his name called next year in the 2026 NFL draft as well. Coach Prime is still doing his recruiting thing. He's letting all the parents know. Just look at his resume. Look who he had drafted this year. 4 players drafted, another 4 signed as undrafted free agents. We already know. On a 53-man roster in college football, there might be a handful, 5, 6, 7 guys that make it to the next level. But he's preaching at CU. You can get your education. He's going to be teaching them to become a man. And he's going to teach them how to go out into the world and make something and change the lives of their family and go out there and be a successful citizen out here and contribute to life. Not everybody makes it to the next level. That's one thing you got to understand. That's one thing Coach Prime describes. It's the elite of the elite of the elite. The top 1-2% make it to the next level, to the NFL. But you can come here for 4 years, play the game that you love, get an education, go out, come back, coach on the staff, continue coaching football somewhere. You never know where this will take you, but Colorado's on the rise. As you know, they are sold out. You got Big Ben right here. One of the original Buffs, one of the original OG Buffs, one of my favorite players on the team. Really does whatever for, the team. He's on scholarship. He's going to make something out of his life. You need players like that. Everybody wants to be the star. Everybody wants to be the man, but you do understand it's not that easy. Fall camp is going crazy. Like, comment, and subscribe. Tap in. I got another video dropping in the morning. Say no more.